Assalamualaikum. We are going to present about application of radio system in subject BEI 3443 communication system. Our group member is Mifta Syairan bin Miswan, Ahmad Imran bin Ramli, Muhammad Syafiq bin Nur Azman, Muhammad Syahid Asami bin Muhammad Syahimi, Muhammad Luqman bin Kasim, Fikri bin Abdul Razak. Okay, for introduction, radio is an audio device passing through message for a large audience. Radio involves the process by which messages are sent through electrical wave. In other words, the sound could be sent and received through this wave. Radio is defined as the process of sending and receiving message through the air and using electromagnetic wave. Okay, for history of radio, in 1864, Malone Mullis successfully demonstrated wireless telegraphy. He accomplished this 8 years before William Marconi was born. In 1864, Henry Hertz has clarified and expanded the electromagnetic theory. The electromagnetic theory of light had been put by James Clerk Maxwell. Hertz proved that electrical current swinging rapidly back and forth in conducting wire could radiate electromagnetic wave into surrounding space and antenna which travel at the speed of light. Nikola Tesla had been discovered that he could transmit and receive powerful radio signal when turned the resonate to at the same frequency. Early in 1895, Tesla radio transmit the signal over 50 miles in New York. In 1895, Guglielmo Marconi built the equipment and transmit electrical signal through air from one end, which create the practical wireless telegraphy or radio. In December 23, 1900, R.A. Fessenden transmit the first human speech via radio wave. First wireless transmission of speech and music performed by Otto Nussbaumer in 1904. The wavelength used about 80 meters and distance traveled by the transmission. 1907, the Forest had invented three electrode vacuum tube which boost the radio wave through broadcast signal to the ear loud and clear. In 1919, the Radio Corporation of America was established with the purpose of distributing control of the radio pattern that had been restricted during war. For FM radio, Edwin Howard Armstrong invented frequency modulator or FM radio in 1933. FM improved the audio signal of radio by controlling the static caused by electrical equipment and the Earth atmosphere. Germanium transistors were built by John Baden, William Bradford Shockley, and Walter Hauser Brandt in December 24, 1947. The transistors will replace vacuum tube and mechanical relay and will change the future of electronics. First transistor radio 1954. 30 September 1967, radio goes on air. BBC Radio Register was the first radio station and start broadcasting on 8 November 1967. 1973, first radio roadshow by Alan Freeman. 1973, birth of commercial radio on independent radio LBC was the first, followed by the Capital Radio, both in London. 1985, FM radio station begin to use the subcarrier signal of FM radio to transmit digital radio data. The DRS is used to transmit message on display screen to radio. 1988, Radio 1 launched on FM. And 1990, the and beyond, internet radio is born, allowing people to listen and to whatever they want.
Okay, the radio application technique. There is three type access technique, and the goal in the design is to handle as many transmission as possible. First, frequency division multiple access. Second, wave division multiple access. Three, time division multiple access. Okay, this is the frequency division multiple access. It is an analog technique. Signal of different frequency are combined into two composite signal and is transmitted on the signal link. Bandwidth of the link should be greater than the combined bandwidth of the various channels. Each signal is having different frequency. Channels are separated by the strip of unused bandwidth called guard band to prevent overlapping. Okay, this is the multiplexer that sending bandwidth. Okay, this is the diagram. The multiplexer sending bandwidth. Okay, this is the wave division multiple access. Okay, WDM is an analog multiplexing technique which works the same as FDMA. In WDM, Different signals are optical or light signals that are transmitted through optical fiber. Various light waves from different sources are combined to form a composite light signal that is transmitted across the channel to the receiver. At the receiver side, this composite signal is broken into different light waves by the demultiplexer. This combining and the splitting of light wave is done by using a prism. Prism bends beam of light based on the angle of incidence and the frequency of light wave. This is time division multiple access. Is It is a digital multiplexing technique. Channel or link is divided on the basis of frequency but on the basis of the time. Total time available in the channel is divided between several users. Each user is allotted a particular time interval and called time slot or slice. In TDM, the data rate capacity of the transmission medium should be greater than the data rate required by sending or receiving this device. This is the type of TDM. First, synchronous TDM, and secondly is asynchronous TDM. This is a synchronous TDM. There is 5 input. This is the block diagram. This is asynchronous TDM. There is only 3 lines sending data. This is a line sending data. Okay, this is how radio works. Radio signal are electromagnetic wave aspect of DC. Any electrical current flowing through a wire produces an electromagnetic field which radiates outward. The radiated energy increase with the signal frequency. There are two types of radio wave. Firstly is FM frequency or frequency modulation, and AM. It is amplitude modulation. The transmitter produces a signal which is transmitted through an antenna, a transducer whose characteristics depends on the signal frequency. Electromagnetic waves do not need any medium to travel through. They can even propagate through vacuum. Radio signal can carry audio, video, or data info using a process called modulation. The electromagnetic wave produces an electrical signal on a receiver antenna. The receiver processes the signal and covers the original info sent by the transmitter. The radio spectrum is divided into a number of radio bands on the basis of the frequency allocated to different users. The frequency of the electromagnetic wave used for radio and TV broadcasts occupy the lower part of the electromagnetic spectrum. Transmitter and receiver are occupied with tuning circuit and antenna to work on the assigned frequency bands.
Okay, this is for ethics. Ethics is the moral principle which affect people decision. What is good for individual and society in terms of radio principle that should everyone obey. Okay, ethic in using radio system. First, politeness, never use rude words. Second, social feeling, always be considerate with other. Third is comprehension, as professional act positively. Number 4 is tolerance. Not all people share same opinion. Safety. Malaysian Communication and Multimedia Commission (MCMC) is government regulated body and responsible on regulation of RF EMF emission in Malaysia. MCMC regulation is based on IC and RFP standard. MCMC is always conduct RF EMF emission monitoring on industry and base station transmitter. Safety level human exposure to RF EMF is 3 kHz. Safety measure. Service provider must comply with local authority guideline to install cell tower. MCMC local council. Placement at high level, not opposite residential. Number 3 is not easy access to public. And number 4, measuring the RF exposure characteristic of cell phone to ensure that they are within the safety guideline. And that's all. Thank you.